Varsity isn't just another neighborhood in Calgary. It's one of the city's largest and most established communities, covering almost 7 square kilometers in the city's northwest, with 3 sub-areas and some of the city's best green space, top-rated schools, and Market Mall right in the community. Varsity has earned the title of one of Calgary's best neighborhoods multiple times. But no community is perfect. Varsity has a lot going for it, but there are also some drawbacks and certain things that you'll want to know before calling Varsity home. And in today's video, we are diving into the pros and cons of living in Varsity. Look, if this is your first time to the channel, we help people just like you buy, sell, and relocate to Calgary every single day. Hey, my name is Charmaine, and I'm with the Living in YYC Real Estate Group. Whether you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 90, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to get the latest real estate market information for all things Calgary. And please, if you have any questions about real estate in Calgary, what life is like in Calgary, make sure you reach out. Me and my team, we are here and we would love to hear from you. All of our contact information is in the text box below. Now, let's dive into the pros and cons of living in Varsity. The first pro on our list for Varsity is location and size. The entire community is 7 square kilometers in size. It is bigger than the other established communities such as Silver Spring, Scenic Acres, Brentwood, Bowness, Montgomery, and it compares in size to the newer communities of Tuscany, Rockland Park, and Glacier Ridge. But what makes Varsity so much more appealing than those communities is its central location in Northwest Calgary and its close location to downtown. It's further in from the outskirts of the Northwest Ridge from the other communities that we've been exploring, giving it more of a central location. So if you are commuting downtown, it's closer into the core, but it's still within that hour proximity to the mountains. Also, it's close proximity to the hospitals. Right within the bordering of the community, you have the Alberta Children's Hospital, and literally 5 minutes away is Foothills. So for those parents and families that want that close proximity to the medical centers in the Northwest, Varsity would be your best bet. And it's one of the reasons why medical professionals, when they're moving and looking to relocate to Calgary, Varsity is top on their list. Now, the other pro about location is just how the community is laid out. It has 4 major access points in and out, making it to get out in the morning for rush hour traffic an absolute dream when you compare it to any other established Northwest community or the newer neighborhoods. Just having those main arteries to get in and out of the community, it's one of the top reasons why people love Varsity. Schools are another pro for the community of Varsity. When you think of having to move somewhere, if you're just starting out and you're looking to plan your family, or maybe your kids are little and you don't know where to go, Varsity is one community that you absolutely have to look at. We have all of the elementary and the junior highs right in the community, and going out for high school is a short couple minutes away. On the public side, you have Varsity Acres and Marion Crossan for elementary, and then your kiddos would go to Effie Osborne for junior high, and then they would cross over into Brentwood to go to Churchill, 2 minutes away. If you're on the Catholic side, you're gonna head to St. Vincent's for elementary and junior high, and then you're gonna head over to St. Francis, again, 5 minutes away from the community. So when you're thinking about, your academic journey for your children, your kids can go right to school from K to 12, all within the community, and only having to go out for 10 to 12, and it's a couple minutes down the road. So let's talk about green space and lifestyle. Varsity has so much green space. Let's just start with the 2 major natural reserve parks. So we're bordering Beaumont Park, which is 164 hectares. And then right in the community is Dale Hodges Park, another 40 hectares of all natural green space with hiking trails, wetlands, there's waterfalls, off-leash dog areas. There is more nature, you wouldn't be able to cover all of it. If you decided to come home at nighttime and go for a walk, you could probably bike it at a nighttime, but walking it, there is a plethora of walking paths for you. And then just even the one that we're on right now, Varsity Ravine Park, this cuts right through Varsity, linking Varsity Village and Varsity Estates. It's a beautiful pathway. It's all off leash, so it's good for you and it's also good for your pups. But you find these pathways all over Varsity. So this just gives a healthy lifestyle throughout the community, and so many of the residents, you will find them on the pathways at nighttime. The kids are playing, riding their bikes. It is such a great amenity to have right here in the heart of Varsity. How about the amenities? That's another top pro for Varsity. Let's start with shopping. Right in the middle of Varsity, you're gonna find Market Mall. With over 230 designer stores, it is Northwest Calgary's largest indoor shopping experience. But if you want to look further than just Market Mall, to the south you have the brand new University District, which is a whole new outdoor shopping experience full of trendy shops, restaurants, cafes, bars, pubs. It is such a fun place to go, and it's open year round. There is all these new condos that are in there, but for people in Varsity to be able to walk over and go, it's a fun place to go for an evening or an afternoon, because there is parks and pathways that you can spend over there. Or to the north, you have Northland Village Mall, which has also been completely revamped, making it another outdoor shopping experience. And there you're going to find the anchor stores of Winners, Source for Sports, Walmart. So everything within 5 minutes here, you will have all of the best shopping in Northwest Calgary, all within a few minutes of Varsity. And if you want to venture a little bit further from the community, McMahon Stadium is 5 minutes away. You have Jubilee, you have SAIT, you have the University of Calgary, literally right across the street from Varsity. So when we think of amenities, there is so much surrounding us. Oh, and if you're a lover of the links, as we pointed out in our vlog, you also have Silver Springs Golf and Country Club. It is a private member club. There is a wait list, but if you're determined, you could put your name on it. You could make sure you'd be on in a few years. But that's just a few of the amenities that we find right here, either straight in the community or within 5 minutes. There is so much. Let's not forget about housing being a top pro for Varsity. There is a mixture of housing in this community, starting from your entry-level condos, going all the way up to custom estate homes over $3.4 million and everything in between. Now, the average home price, which we pointed out in our vlog, was just over $600,000 for all of Varsity. So not unattainable for everyone. And the condos were starting in that $300,000 range. The single family homes is where there's an issue, and we'll talk about that in our pros, because that is, you know, for the average single family home, we were just over $1 million. But our towns, they were in the mid 500s. Again, coming into an established community that has so much to offer, and for somebody who wants that lifestyle, they're going to pay a little bit more, but it is well worth it. And this is why people are flocking into Varsity, is because it is such a great community, and our housing mix is top because it allows every single entry level of the market to be able to come and enjoy this community. And the last pro on our list, and it's certainly not the bottom, that's for sure, but it is the community feel and the community vibe of Varsity. If you have never been here before, I encourage you to come and take a drive, go through Varsity Estates, head over onto the other side and go through Varsity Acres, and you will just get to see how well kept this community is. There's so much pride in ownership. Even in the condos, where you see the condo apartments, they're very well taken care of. And if you are like me and you love seeing the big old trees where they create that umbrella over top of the streets, and they're just giving the neighborhood a hug, you will find that on almost every single street here in Varsity. And we're coming into the fall season, so all the trees are changing colors. It's absolutely stunning just to see the community in the full vibrance of the fall colors. And there is just a feeling of warmth and welcoming I know if you're looking for a new community, whether you're just jumping into the market now or you're relocating, I would highly recommend coming and checking out Varsity. You have to come and experience it, and I promise everything that I'm saying you will see firsthand for yourself. And when there's an upside, there is always a downside. Or when there is a yin, there is always a yang. Now I'm going to take you through the list of the downside of what life is like in Varsity, and that may not be a true downside, but it's things that you absolutely need to know before moving into this community. Let's jump into it. The number one con on our list, and this probably doesn't come to a surprise to anyone watching, it is the older homes that are in Varsity. Look, this is an established neighborhood, just like the other ones that we've explored in the Northwest. The majority of the homes that were built here were built in the 1960s and 70s, so they are all now coming onto their lifespan. So this is where you have to ask yourself, are you going to move into a community, one, with an older house? And then the next question that you have to ask is, has it been renovated, or do you have to do the renovations? That's where that cost-benefit analysis has to come into. Do you want to take on a renovation, or do you want to pay the higher price and go into a fully renovated home? That is why we're seeing the single-family homes pushing that $1 million plus mark, because the current homeowners have done those renovations, and for the most part, many of the home renovations in Varsity are stunning. You're paying that price for what they've put in for that renovation cost. Is that something you're wanting to get into? And that is a definite downside and barrier to people coming into Varsity, because it just pushes that envelope on that price. A lot of people can't afford $1 million plus, and so you're going into the lower end of that, and there are lots of bungalows and 2 stories that are in that $700,000-800,000. Some are pushing into the 9s, but they're unrenovated. So what is that renovation cost going to look like? What does that entail? 1960s home, you don't know what's in the walls until you start opening things up. So that all comes into that big conversation, and that is the number one con to Varsity and any other established neighborhood is, do you want to move into that older unrenovated home, or pay the price tag for a newly renovated home when you could go into a newer community and get a brand new home under warranty for around the same price? So those are the things that you have to think about when you're looking at an established neighborhood. Another big con for Varsity, where we don't see in the other neighborhoods as much, is the student and rental mix. 43% of all dwellings in Varsity are a condo townhome product. The majority of that is rentals. And with having U of C so close, a lot of the tenants that are in Varsity are university students. Now that's not so much a bad thing, and it's not so much having a bad thing of having that much rental in the neighborhood. Where it becomes a problem, and some residents do see it as a problem, and as a homeowner you definitely need to know this, is there a high turnover in your neighborhood for rental leases only happening a year? So every year you've got new people moving in and out. Are they on a month to month, so they're moving in and out more? Do they care about their property? Are they taking care of it? And do you want to be living next to a house that's rented out to 5 university students? Those are all of the things that people have to take into consideration. So when you are working with someone and you're looking to move into Varsity, you want to look at the streets and see if you can get kind of a comp analysis of what's on the street, and if you can see if there's a lot of rentals or not, because that may factor into where you move to, on which side of Varsity, or if you even want to consider it. Or does it matter? Do you care? Because I know I've had some clients where they don't want to move into anywhere where there's a lot of rentals, even if they're condo shopping. They want to know what is the ratio to owners, tenants, and if the tenants outweigh the owners, and they don't want to move into the building. So for some people, it really matters. So I'd love to hear from you, because this is a great conversation to have. And if you're not having that with your current realtor or the person that you're wanting to help you buy a house or sell your house, you need to be having it. because it is important for your investment. If you're going to be there for an investment, or if you're looking at planting your roots, you want to know kind of the lay of the land for your neighborhood or your block. So another con for Varsity is traffic in the busy streets. Now, as much as once you get into the community and you drive off of the major arteries that are coming through, it's all cul-de-sacs and it's very quiet, I promise. But the arteries that go through Varsity, 53rd Street that cuts through the middle, is a major busy street that you come in on. Shaganappy Trail that goes through the middle is also very busy. So you do have that. You also have the 2 C train stations. And so the traffic coming in and out in the morning is very busy around those stations, even though the one is in Dalhousie, but you're still getting that overflow of traffic coming through Varsity. You're also getting a lot of traffic from Market Mall. So on the weekends, what about back to school? That mall is a zoo. That's kind of a downside, whereas the other communities, because they don't have that big retail shopping right in the heart of their neighborhoods, they don't experience that type of traffic. Varsity experiences more traffic than any of the other neighborhoods in the Northwest. Not a bad thing, but you definitely have to be aware, and where you purchase in Varsity will determine on how busy your streets are going to be if you're close to those main arteries. So something that you need to explore when you're looking at the community. And the last con on our list that I think is important is Varsity isn't new. It's a community that development started in the 60s, predominantly throughout the 70s. So most of the infrastructure in the community, even the strip malls, minus Market Mall, they're all older. So if you're looking for that newness, you're definitely not going to find that in Varsity whatsoever. And that goes back to that conversation of, do you want to move into an established community versus a brand new community where everything is shiny and new and has that new car smell? Varsity doesn't have that, but what Varsity has is that old world charm. So it's definitely something to consider. If you want those new amenities, Varsity is not going to be for you. So who is Varsity for? Varsity is perfect for families who want to move into a community with tons of green space, large yards, and great schools. It's perfect for professionals who want a close commute to downtown Calgary, or medical professionals who work at the hospital, or university students. You are literally right across. You don't have to pay for parking or go into student housing. For me, Varsity is that community that blends established charm, incredible green spaces, and unmatched convenience. But Varsity is not for everyone, especially if you're looking for brand new homes or lower price points. But if you would like to have that conversation about Varsity, or if you're just curious about the community or any of the other communities in Northwest Calgary, please make sure you reach out. If you are looking to make a move in 9 days or 90, me and my team, we are here and we would love to answer any and all of your questions. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to get all of the latest real estate market information that we push out every single week. Well, that's a wrap on our pros and cons of Varsity. I hope you found it insightful, and I hope it helps in your research. I do appreciate you watching, and until next time, I will see you around town.